I remember when we were strong. The Viridian Outriders, a bold fraternity dedicated to preserving the safety of the needful traveler. Within my lifetime, I have seen us fall so far, replaced by the steel and gold of a king I once called friend. New threats arise, though, and his cutlass and coin may not be enough to save our people. We're still here, though. Less than we were. But we're here, and we'll help where we can. That is my oath. Hello, and welcome back to Another Path. My name is Chase, and I remain your GM. Today, the Outriders learn about the past, consider the present, and build for the future. Thank you to our backers, Janine, Jeremy, and Patrick, for their support. If you like what you hear, consider donating to us at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia, and maybe try checking out some of the other shows on the network. And with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip down another path.
Talk about Madden or Pokemon or something I know anything about.
I could talk about how I almost bowled over Travis McElroy at Gen Con.
Do it.
Hard pivot.
So I went to Gen Con.
Yeah.
How was that?
Had a pretty good time despite losing my voice 45 minutes after getting to Indianapolis.
That sounds right. Did you leave it at the airport? Is that where you lost it?
Kind of. So I got into town and I picked up podcast friend, now real friend Brianna from the airport.
Oh, nice.
So we went and grabbed lunch, kind of putzed around a Barnes & Noble for a couple hours until the Airbnb opened up. We get to the house, we're hanging out, and then over the course of 45 minutes, I completely lose the upper 5 octaves of my voice.
Nice.
And I had to GM on it the next day.
Oh, your voice has 5 octaves?
You know it.
Only
Look,
sometimes.
Here's the thing. You don't realize you have them until they're gone.
Oops. You never know what you got till it's gone.
Exactly.
Life lessons with Mr. Greenlee.
First day of Gen Con, I get to the convention center, throw everything that I have on my back. I hop on a Lime scooter and bust my ass down to a CVS to get ibuprofen and throat spray and everything that I need to be able to GM at all over the next 4 days.
That was a great 2024 sentence. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Regardless, over the course of the week, I'm slowly starting to get my voice back. And there's one evening, actually, it's the evening that I went and saw a friend of the show, Johnny Stanton, perform live.
Ooh, nice, yeah.
We're putzing around, trying to find someplace to eat. And I noticed, this one hotel, I can see there's, empty seats in their outdoor seating, and it's kind of nice out. So there's probably empty seats on the inside. Let's go check it out. As I'm walking in, I see a purple coif of hair walking towards me. It's that's not Travis?
There can only
I
be
didn't
one.
know he was going to be here. Is that? And sure enough, it's he and I pass within an inch of each other, and he's on the phone, very clearly, trying to figure out where the fuck he's going. And I do a double take because I was not mentally or emotionally prepared for that moment. And so Brianna's just a couple of feet behind me, so I do the double take, and of course they think I'm going looking for them. And I just couldn't say in that moment, no, I just almost ran over Travis McElroy. I had to get in the hotel and be hey, that's Travis. And again, very clearly on the phone, cannot go back outside and interrupt him in the middle of his conversation.
Although if you said that in front of him, I think he would have found that funny.
Oh, probably. But remember, I had half of my voice. So I didn't want to be hey, Travis, I like the podcast.
Hey.
But you did not murder a McElroy.
I did not. And I did get to meet Johnny and Sam, not by name, but they handed me a keychain.
Cool.
With the sync guard on it. That was neat.
Nice. Where is it? How's it look? Is it cool? Is it dope?
It is not within reach, but yeah, it's the sync logo. So
nice.
It's their art, and hell yeah. I did pick up a couple of things here. Most of them, unfortunately, are out of reach, but I do have this right here.
And that says...
This is 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. It is a solo journaling game where you are playing the role of a vampire, and you roll a d10 and a d6. You subtract the d6 roll from the d10 roll, and that's where you go in like the list of prompts to write about. It is real weird, but it's a ton of, like, I have lost a couple of nights just like rolling some dice and writing, and it's like, this is nice.
That is nice. And no technology.
I mean, I am writing on like Google Docs, but you know.
Yeah, but you're not like actively playing a video game or staring at a screen or yada yada yada. That's cool.
I mean, staring at a screen does happen.
We're doing it right now.
We are.
This is the last recording we'll have before we do this. So you guys, I'm so sad that only Chase is going to get to see Spelling Bee, because it's so fucking good. And Jeffrey is fantastic.
Well, of course.
Well, yeah.
It's the role he was born to play.
It's the role he's been wanting to play for all of their life.
Today was our first. Today was No Line Call Day. It was also the first day we had audience volunteers to do the Spelling Bee. I don't think I've ever been in a show or worked on a show ever where when you get to one part of the show every night, every single cast member and every single crew member stops whatever they're doing just to watch and listen. And that is the I Love You song. It is it's so good. I cannot make it through that song without tearing up. And after the show ends, I never want to hear it again, because that's how good this is. Oh, man. This is a whole fucking show. But Chase, you'll be there next week, so thank you.
I'll be there on my son's birthday.
Good. He can come spell.
He is one, or will be one.
Bring the boy on stage.
It would be very cute to have a baby up there and then just get the word wrong right away because they're a baby.
That's pretty excellent.
That's a good bit.
It's like, why would anyone believe this baby could spell?
Yeah, but we will give the baby a juice box as they walk off the stage. Are carried off the stage?
He can kind of walk.
Yeah.
Ejected from the stage.
Self-propelled from the stage.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what he's doing right now.
Father, help.
Do a barrel roll.
No, my boy.
Harper.
I know you laid out sort of your framing for this everything, Chase.
Yeah.
We would like to blow it up.
I'm looking over my list.
We're gonna blow it up.
It's already blown up.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna go all in on this. I would like to try and recruit the help of good old Stuart Bailey and Dieter to build this cannon for Ignis.
Sure.
Let's go.
I want to build the Iggy gun, the Iggy blaster.
Do you want to build a snowman?
We laid this out previously as a similar to the breastplate, where I require a cumulative total of 75.
Yes.
Over the course of X amount of time. So maybe if I have friends helping me,
here's the thing.
They can roll checks too.
I'm down for that. I'm gonna say for this, it is going to be 100.
100?
It is 100.
I have written down 75 from a previous episode.
Did I say 75 previously?
You said 75. You would like to alter it. You have that power as the GM of this game, but I have written down Ignis Cannon 0 out of 75.
I will abide by my previous ruling then.
The dude abides.
Dieter owes you a solid and says yes without questioning. Bailey, you are on more even footing with, and says yes on the condition that the two of you go out and have drinks at the Knotted Net.
Bailey, I would love to.
Excellent.
I've given you a real hard time in the past. And I think this would be a great opportunity for me to start making that up to you.
Excellent. Appreciate it.
Of course.
And then we find a kick me sign on Bailey's back.
Harper's trying. She's really trying. She threatened to kick Bailey in the testicles until he didn't have them anymore once upon a time. He did call me short, and you just don't do that.
It is rude,
Yeah.
It is rude.
But like, I'd love to start making some amends. Also, I want to try to requisition the spinner from him later, so I need to be on good terms.
So I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw from Harper for.
What? Oh no, my die just disappeared.
Oh.
Into the ether of my cords. Hang on. Found it. I hope that came through, though. That is a natural 20
Fine.
for a total of 25.
Fine. Yeah. Let's roll for Bailey. That only makes sense. You end up after. It is late. Like, Bailey can absolutely hold his own. But it is, in fact, Bailey who is riding Ignis back to the crypt.
Yeah, for sure. Ignis is not happy.
No, far too big. Let's be real here.
I'll cast enlarge on Ignis for the trip. I'll make Bigness.
There it is.
Bigness will carry Bailey back to the crypt.
Bailey would have a place, like, in town,
Yeah.
probably a couple of doors down from you. You
Yeah, a little, like, residential square.
deposit him at home. And yeah, so it'll be the three of you making those checks now. I will say...
Amazing.
Now, which check was it that I had you making for...
I believe it was
breastplate?
Smith's Tools.
Smith's Tools. So here's the thing. Your Smith's Tools is +5?
My Smith's Tools is a plus 10.
+10. Okay.
Because I have tool expertise.
I will say that Dieter will be making the check equal to you.
Okay.
Bailey is making it flat.
My logic for Bailey was to help with less the mechanical components and more of the magical components, because I don't think this is a strictly engineered cannon.
No, that's
like I don't think this
true.
cannon shoots like gunpowder, black powder shot, anything like that. I think it's a magical projectile or a magically propulsive. What am I trying to say? Magically propelled. Projectile.
I will.
So that's kind of my logic on wanting Bailey's hands on this, because he made that dope ass crossbow.
With that in mind, +5.
Cool.
So
All right, I'm gonna enhance ability on myself.
Sure.
For advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I shit you not. That is the second natural 20 on this die in 2 rolls. So that is a 30
Okay.
plus Flash of Genius, 34.
Okay. We
The
will.
smartest I've ever been in my entire life.
Big brain go brrrr.
I will first roll for Dieter, so this will be also at a +10. I've rolled a 7, so that's a 17.
I will Flash of Genius him to bring that up to a 21.
Excellent.
Love an artificer with a plan.
It's what we do.
For Bailey, that is going to be a total
Yes.
of 22.
Flash of Genius to make it 26.
Excellent.
So I didn't do the math at all there. Let me.
You're very
add,
close,
'cause
if not already
I
there.
can't do basic math.
I think you got there.
That's an 81
Yeah.
cumulative. So that's a cannon, my friends.
So that is over the course of the month.
For sure.
And that is canon.
That's canon.
Cool.
Above the table, real quick.
Yes.
I think you and I, Chase, will need to figure out.
Yes, we're gonna have to put some stats together for this.
Yes. I think it can be very simple.
Yeah.
But just
What are you saying? You don't have
the other
cannon
thing-
stats ready to go.
Just upgrade the boo blaster stats.
I mean,
the other thing above the table
yes.
is I do have, if you're cool with me periodically working on stuff during like long rests and stuff beyond downtime, like on the road, because I have other projects on this list still.
Sure.
That would be great. But that's the one I think I had to do here, like at my workshop.
For sure. Sure.
Then I might spend some other time just like getting some miscellaneous materials and whatnot, some like good metal, and throwing some books in Ignis so that like I have some reference materials while I'm on the road.
Cool.
But for what it's worth, the cannon, originally I was working on this like kind of straight cannon that would like cannon barrel that would like telescope out, kind of like his neck. But then there really wasn't really a good place to like store that as part of the internals. It got really kind of finicky with the like spatial enchantments. So instead it's based at like the bottom of his throat, and he does open his mouth, and then the cannon barrel sticks out like 6 inches and he fires that out of his mouth.
Like a xenomorph?
I guess, if you want to be weird about it. Or it could be fucking cool, Chase. Like a cool mecha.
Xenomorphs are
Xenomorphs
cool,
are cool.
So his little head will kind of periscope up, and he'll open his mouth, and then a fucking cannon will shoot out of it, like a Blastoise.
Blastoise doesn't shoot out of his mouth.
I'm pretty sure there's some video out there of him shooting a water gun out of his mouth.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Checkmate, atheist.
If God doesn't exist, explain Blastoise.
Ignis
If
cannon.
evolution doesn't
Check.
exist, explain Venustoise.
The divine perfection of the design of a Blastoise.
Blast.
One last thing I would like to do, small thing if possible.
Sure.
Is there any time that I could sneak into Arabin's room and if like a period like I need some measurements on the amulet.
Okay.
Is that something you think I could reasonably achieve?
Well, let me ask Arabin. Are you ever apart from your amulet?
No.
Okay. I was like, I know he takes it off when he drinks, so I don't know if like he ever went out for a drink in the evening with like Luca or someone or Lenny, and I would have a shot at that. But if not, that's totally fine.
We'll move on down then. Arabin, how are you spending your time?
A lot of more of the same. Is there a time that Arabin would be able to catch Harper that is when she's not feverishly working?
Yeah, probably. I mean, man, having 2 extra people helping you out really takes a lot of the load off my shoulders. So like, yeah, she's working like regular hours, like maybe a couple nights of just like inspiration, but it's not 24/7.
So when Harper's not working, Arabin wants to find her
Yeah, for sure.
and be like, hey Harp,
Hey.
you got a minute? I know you're pretty busy.
No, you're good. I was just gonna head to the canteen for a break. What's up?
Well, I've been thinking a lot about what you said when we were with Watch, and a lot about what Court said when he said I don't let anybody in. And I decided that if you don't have any secrets, I don't want to have any either. So, if you would like, I want to let you in. I want to tell you everything.
I mean, yeah. If that's something that you're comfortable with, and then yeah, absolutely. I'd love to hear it all.
Okay. Can we go somewhere private?
Sure. We can just take a little bit of a stroll out of town, head toward Loch Miller's Pond.
That works.
Let's go find that spot where we strung up that dead body like a year ago. You think he's still there? You think he's a skeleton kind of hanging from the tree? That'd be kind of funny. God, hanging out with you guys has twisted my sense of the world a little bit.
It really has.
Man. Anyway. Yeah, I think like we just kind of I'll hang up my tool belt. I'll just slip the all-purpose tool like in my pocket. It's so handy. I'm carrying so much less weight around all the time. And yeah, we can just kind of take a little stroll.
So, I've been meaning to talk to you. The short version of it is, there's something up with this amulet.
Yeah.
And I know that inside of it is something called the Penumbra.
Okay. Doesn't sound
From
great.
What I understand, it's some sort of dark entity or demon that wants to get an infernal core.
Like the... Oh, shit.
Yeah.
The device. If our theory is to be believed.
Yes, possibly. But in order to understand how I got to this point, you need to understand my past, and if I tell you this, I don't want you to think of me differently. There are some things that I am not proud of.
I get it.
I grew up, and I didn't have much of a family. I had my brother, and that was it. My mom died when I was young, and my dad didn't want to stick around. He didn't want to raise some half-blood kid and another kid that wasn't even his. So it was just me and my brother for most of our lives. And we would travel the roads, go to small towns, put on shows, and doing tricks, and just trying to survive. And when that wasn't enough, occasionally we would steal, but it was just little things.
Sure.
Until about a year or so before I came to Bering. My brother's tricks were getting better, but something was different. Something had changed within him. He was getting crueler. Instead of thieving in the shadows, he was directly threatening people, taking their gold.
Yeah.
And then one night, he didn't come back.
Oh, God.
I haven't seen him since. I went looking for him, and I found this amulet and this sword. And it called to me. And when I put it on, it said to me,
"What do you want, Aaron Cronin?"
And I was scared, but I said I wanted to find my brother.
Yeah.
And it said,
"Oh, I can give you so much more than that."
and that's when it led me to Bering, led me to the Outriders. I've been taking its cues, and it's been giving me strength. And it was something I didn't even know I was getting myself into, but now I'm in too deep. And I'm not even sure if I want to get out.
Arabin, are you wearing the amulet right now?
Yes.
You feel it prickle at your chest as you understand, maybe really for the first time, that something that the amulet told you many, many months ago is true. It cannot hear your thoughts. This is the first it has known of your second thoughts, but it remains silent. It also wants to see this play out.
So, there it is. No secrets.
Has it followed through? Has it gotten you any closer to finding your brother?
Well, in some ways, but in a lot of ways it led me to something better.
Yeah, but nothing beats family. I get it.
Yeah, but I feel like I have that now.
Harper will just kind of like reach up and squeeze your hand a little bit. And she'll say, "Well, hey, my to-do list is, I think, a quarter mile long at any given time. We can add this onto the list. We'll find him."
Look, you do what you need to do. I'm not trying to pull you away in any sense.
Hey, the way I see it, Arabin, we ain't got nothing but time. Like, there's things on this list that have been sitting on there for like 2 years. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna get done today. I'm not saying it's gonna get done tomorrow. We got a lot of things on our plate that we got to deal with right away. But during this process, anything like that, afterwards, we'll find him.
And I'm saying that can be at the bottom of the list, because honestly, I'm not sure if I'm ready for that.
Understood. Well, hey, thank you for telling me. And I guess since we're being all sharing and stuff, I did sneak into your room a couple times to try to see if you had left your amulet behind, because I was going to do some sort of sketching on it, so I could like get some material tests and see if I could find a way to break that thing into a fucking million pieces.
It burns white hot on your chest there at that.
Oops.
Maybe.
Oh shit. And then glue it back together better than it was before. Make it even stronger, more powerful. More power for the penumbra.
Maybe let's table that.
I'll go ahead
idea.
and make a disadvantage deception check real quick.
Uh-huh.
That's a 4. So, not that you needed me to, but
So that's a 2 plus 30. Because you just lied to something beyond the stars.
yeah, 100%. So you're saying there's a chance. But Harper will take the cue of like, okay, don't talk about breaking the thing in person. But we'll just like look to Arabin and like, I think, yeah, like grab your hand and just be like, hey, thank you for telling me. And I don't think any differently about you.
I'm glad to hear it. Yeah. And also, maybe not tell Cecil. They have enough secrets for the both of us.
That's your story to tell, my friend. I wouldn't dream of it.
All right. We can head back to town.
Sure.
That felt a little personal.
Yeah.
I mean...
All right, describe to me your favorite sword. If you could, like, make a sword out of the stars, like, what would it look like? What's its shape? What's the weight like?
Cutting back over to the scrolls. Katie's been gone for about 2 weeks. You haven't heard anything, but that is to be expected.
Yep.
Ava and Roselight are also both gone, which, I don't know, maybe it's just Katie was carrying more than her weight, but losing 3 in one go was a little rough.
It is, and it's, the quality of the tea has not dipped, but the quality of those serving the tea has, and that's, expected. And people see different faces, and it's, it's just part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what the sad truth is?
What's that?
There's always more orphans.
Unfortunately, somehow bearing a tiny town as it is, just seems to have an endless supply of parentless children.
Well, there have been a lot of destroyed villages in the area.
There have indeed.
Oh, so sad.
Cecil School for Unwanted Orphans and Runaway Children and Future Adventurers, LLC, continues to change.
We can shorten that down a little.
Maybe acronym it.
Get it? Gotta punch it up.
Cecil spends a lot of time in the scrolls, obviously, but he's also been tasked with figuring out the Infernal Core because it's the first new lead that they've had on the Erskine device in, decades.
Yeah.
So they spend some time with Lenny in the library with this new lead, but they also spend some time with Spy Master Jasper.
Yes.
Jasper, yeah.
And their Wall of the World to see about Infernal Core sightings and things being talked about around the kingdom and the world as we know it, because there's a whole new angle to this now. And it's like starting over. And Cecil has like, I don't know how to describe it, like an excitement for research that they have not had in a while because they have not had something new to sink their teeth into.
All right. So here's how we're gonna do this.
Go right ahead.
I'm gonna roll 1, and you're gonna roll 1.
All right.
Which one are you looking to roll? Are you looking to roll the library, or are you looking to roll Jasper?
So we're each rolling one?
Yes.
Okay, I'll roll for Lenny, you roll for Jasper.
All right, sounds good.
What roll is this?
What exactly are you looking for in the library? I know you're looking for a lot of things, but are you sticking more towards like the what is it, or the what does it do, or...
We're looking for the history of it and
Okay.
and trying to trace a path through history of it so we know how it's been treated, who's been able to take it and use it, and what they've done with it.
Sure.
And the history of it and fleshing it out, because Cecil is proof that history repeats itself, and they are determined to not let that happen again.
Sure. So, what I will give you with that very excellent roll is that there has been no signs or sightings of an infernal core in this, or as far as you're aware, any other part of the world since the original Erskine device incident.
Which would not have been categorized as such necessarily.
Correct.
But now we know what to look for.
But now you know what to look for. But you're not finding anything. Like, as far as you're aware, like, you're not exactly sure, when the Erskine device incident started. But
Right.
you know that whoever it was that started it, for all you, it is possible, if not likely, that they are patient 0, and somehow there's just been a 30-year pause in whatever happened then. You don't know where it's been sitting for those 30 years, but there has been no other activity.
Great. I'm going to take anything that is learned and relay it to the whole team.
Sure. And what I will say from the Jasper roll that I did, and they are digging through stuff. Jaspers, they are an old timer. They joined on right after the Erskine incident, so they remember all the fallout from what happened.
Exactly. That's why I went to these two.
Absolutely. No, well, let me see. And it takes a full fucking week.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
but
they are pouring through all of the scrolls in that. At one point you come back in and they have flipped the map around, that wall around, and you've only seen them do this a handful of times, but the other side of the wall is a world map organized much the same way.
Sick.
And of course it's much less detailed. And what they learn is that there have been other incidents of infernal cores further back in history, but they are all accounted for. Whether they were retaken by some fiend or lesser deity that wanted to do something with them, or whether they were somehow mysteriously destroyed, or at least that is what legend has said. But that does give you a very important piece of information right there. It is possible to destroy it.
Which is the most important thing we could probably figure out. There's a way to end this. Thank you, Jasper.
Jasper slides a scroll across. Well, be careful what you wish for. Do you read it right then and there, or do you take it back to the Steeping Scrolls?
Jasper, is this an answer? Or...
It's a consequence. They're about to hand it to you. It's like, actually, no. I would rather this not leave the crypt, so let's just review this one together here.
I understand.
And they unfurl it.
Frankly, Jasper, if I were in your shoes, I would do exactly the same thing.
Well, these were not easy to assemble in the first place. This scroll is older than both of us combined. What you see is an illuminated scroll written about a city named Shay, far on another side of the world, in the country of Saitep.
Do I know anything about this at all?
You have never heard of this incident specifically, but you are aware that in reading this scroll that there was a powerful arcanist living and working in the city that somehow came into possession of an infernal core. A group of local worthy adventurers, not outriders, but much of the same way, set out to stop this individual because they were doing awful and terrible things with the power of an archdevil.
Shit.
It is unsure exactly what transpired within the city because there were no survivors. The bottom of the scroll shows a before and after map. One side, a thriving, bustling city. The other side, a blasted crater filled with a fine, dead sand. And that same pit in your stomach sickness that overcame you as you got near it.
Jasper, I think you've done it. Well done.
Well, wish it could be more helpful, but this is what I've got.
This is exactly what we saw out in the wilds there. That Saunter's Fall, and there was no sign of life there. That was not in a city.
Yeah.
We better destroy this thing out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, be careful. Like it said, nobody came back from that.
Yeah, I read that part.
There's other ways around these things.
There's always another way, and it would be really nice to complete your life's work.
That's the thing about that, as he takes the scroll away, rolls it, puts it away. Life's work is never done. We just get to stop doing it. But we exist in a context. And they look up at the map. And it's a nice context to exist in.
It's a big, big one.
So it is.
So moved it be. Thank you, Jasper.
Of course, Cecil.
I think I just missed a detail there. Am I to infer that the destroying of the core is what leveled the city?
At least that is the assumption. No core was ever found. A core was known to have existed in this city, and a massive explosion took the city out.
Okay.
So, you know, A to B to C.
New California used to exist.
Okay, well, there goes plans A through F.
That sounds about right for this podcast.
Are we ready to take this in for a landing?
The only thing I would want to do is to chat with Bailey a little bit and just say, because I think maybe over drinks even on that night, I'm talking about, does he know about the cores he read in? We told Luca.
He has not specifically been read in.
Okay, then I will just be like, hey man, we got something big coming down the pipe. If I could get my hands on that spinner just for like, you know, when the time comes, I'd really heckin' appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Sure.
Yeah, man. It's a good spinner.
It's a good spinner.
It just keep going.
It just keeps
Get like a
going.
painter, because glass is totally sheer, so you can get a lot of things of glass. It will never stop.
Well, it already doesn't ever stop.
But it will never stop. Hey, here's a question. If it does anti-magic and it is magic, how does it stay magic when the anti-magic's on?
So, the thing about magic,
Yeah.
like as a concept, is that basically it is just a deviation from what is going on in the world. Like, we are exerting our will and our ability to tap into kind of our understanding, and we're basically just telling the universe, no, it's gonna be this way, but we're doing it with a lot more force than just saying it.
Right.
We are commanding and speaking in its own way of existing.
Hell yeah.
And to do that, what the spinner does is basically says, nah man, ignore all of that.
Damn.
And so that is its magic, is like basically just giving the universe as it stands a pep talk of like, no man, you're good as you are.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's a good one. You made a good one.
I may go one.
How's that weed?
That halfling weed. Newly legal in Bearing.
I'm so glad that the mayor passed that legislation. I can't wait to spike the fish chili next year with the good.
So an actual question, Chase, as we close in on this end of the month, and the time to be able to use these drug bugs is coming up. How much does Cecil actually know about how the ritual works and what happens?
It is, in fact, a tea. That's what Lenny found was a recipe to do that. It is a simple drinking of it with whoever it all is going on the adventure together. It is a quiet and somber moment that you are supposed to just kind of ride out until it starts.
I'm trying to separate Ryan knowledge and Cecil knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Does Cecil know that other personas and other aspects of someone's personality are taken on during a drug vision?
As far as you are aware, you will appear as you are.
Okay.
Are we essentially about to do peyote in the desert?
Basically.
Yeah.
Yes. We're gonna go on an extreme hallucination trip.
Okay, real talk for a hot second. Justin, you have not listened to any of the drug bug episodes, right?
Mm-mm.
Good.
Okay, I was gonna say don't do it, because you not knowing what's about to happen is fantastic.
Also, notably, going to be very different.
Okay.
Good.
Cool.
Like,
Good to
like
know.
still sticking with some elements of it, but I'm getting weird.
Are we still gonna call it Vice?
We'll get to it.
Bet. I'm excited. Let the artist work. Got it.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. Let Greenlee cook.
Thank you for joining us here on Another Path. You can find our website and merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com, on Twitter at anotherpathpod, and our network at ghostlightmedia.net. You can support our efforts by donating at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia, or by giving us a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher will let you. You can find me on Twitter at TQLoudly, Griffin at GriffCold, and Ryan at RyanRoll20. You can find Justin on TikTok at JustJustinMichael, and myself at TQLoudly. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode. Until then, let me cook. This has been a Ghostlight Media production.